Okay, live chart analysis tayo kay Australian dollar versus US dollar. Alright, okay. So, contextual analysis as always, bago tayo gumawa ng lineworks, try natin i-interpret and i-dissect yung price vectors and kung ano yung ginagawa ng market players, which is yung buyers and sellers dito sa chart na ina-analyze natin. And by knowing their intentions na ma-observe natin dito sa highs and lows sa chart na makikita natin, doon tayo magkakaroon ng clue or at least ng hint and kung ano yung intention niya, kung ano yung gusto nilang gawin talaga. So, based doon, kapag nalaman natin kung ano yung gusto nilang gawin, makakapag list tayo ng facts sa charts, and kapag that listed facts sa chart makes sense, then doon tayo makakakuha ng probable high quality trade opportunity. So, let's start. So, dito makikita nyo sa chart na nilagyan ko ng labels or minarkahan ko yung highs and lows na nakikita nyo dyan. Meron tayong number 0 to 12. Dun sa 12, hindi natin alam kung kaya may question mark kung yun na ba yung another start ng new leg or ng new vector. Alright, let's dissect the price. Makikita natin dito sa uh, dissect the price action, not the price. Kung ano yung ginagawa nitong mga to. Anyway, so meron tayo dito vector 0 to 1 kasi kailangan nyo ng 2 points para ma-identify yung vector. So dito meron tayong vector 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and so on and so forth hanggang dun sa 11 to 12. So dito sa vector 0, makikita nyo yung price is creating high volatile candles up to this point sa number 1. And as it progress, makikita nyo naman kung paano nag-slow down yung volatility. And right after that, nagkaroon tayo ng dynamic frequency breakout dito. Signaling na um, tapos na yung leg or yung trend pababa. Kasi dito makikita nyo, exclusive nagkikreate dun sa candlestick ng lower high and lower low yung price. Yan, makikita nyo dyan. And then right after dito, pagkatapos itong high volatility candles na sunod-sunod, makikita nyo naging choppy yung price for a bit. And this is the first time na na-break yung dynamic frequency ng price. And right after ng dynamic frequency breakout natin, nagkaroon tayo ng movement pataas, creating high number 2. And again, meron tayo ditong interesting battle na nangyari in between the minor flow ng vector 1 to 2. So, nakikita nyo naman, yung buyers tinry push pataasin yung price, and then yung sellers pinababa, again hindi pumayag yung buyers na pababain pa further to make number 1 to surpass number 1 and make number 2 as undeniable high sa chart. Pero nakita natin failed yung attempt ng buyers pataasin yung price to surpass 0. And dito siya na-stop sa battle na to kasi ito yung tinry i-break ng buyer sa minor flow. But then, after nitong final push nila, itong dalawang high volatile candle na to, meron tayong lumabas na fractal candle. And from that fractal candle, nagkaroon ng choppy. And then, meron na naman tayo dynamic frequency signaling end of the leg. And right after ng dynamic frequency natin, nagkaroon tayo ng movement pababa. Lumaban ng buyers dito sa inward frequency line nung vector 1 o dun sa number 1. We are close enough to reach the inward frequency line. So, nagpakita yung buyers doon, lumaban. Nagkaroon tayo ng minor flow within vector 2 to 3. And, ayun. From low number 3, makikita nyo naman yung frustration ng sellers pababain yung price to surpass number one. So meron tayo ditong fixed structure na number three. At the same time, meron tayo ditong fixed structure number one kasi one did not surpass zero and two did not surpass one. So both one and three, I mean both one and two are fixed structure. So fixed structure tends to be broken easily, and this is what happened sa number um, 3. Right after that one, since meron tayong fixed structure na number 2, buyers, doon bumulusok ang buyers breaking the two significant high, which is yung 2 and 0. So dito, malalaman natin at this point in time na buyers took control over the market, creating high number 4. And after that one, meron tayong retracement. And makikita nyo naman yung previous high number 2, hindi rin siya umabot doon. So, ito yung meron na tayo dito mako-consider na uptrend. Kasi ito, makikita natin dito, nag-failed mag-create ng lower low para magkaroon tayo ng downtrend sa vector number 2 and 3. Sa minor flow ng number 2, from this high number 2, tinry niyang i-break yung, i-surpass yung low 1 dito sa unang low na to. And then we have another low na second attempt ng sellers pababain yung price to surpass number 1. But then, kita nyo naman, it got prostrated dito sa ating outward frequency. And drawing the outward and inward frequency, identifying the outward and inward frequency, yun yung magde-define ng limit sa precise supply and demand zone. So makikita nyo naman dito, ito yung ating precise supply zone, demand zone. And right after yung price mag-dip dito sa ating demand zone, ayun, bumulusok na siya pataas, surpassing high 0 and high number 2. And right after that, makikita nyo naman, meron tayong healthy retracement dito from 4 to 5. And actually, we don't have any objection na this is an uptrend from 4 to 8. Price are creating higher high and higher low until meron tayo ditong final exhaustion ulit na nangyari. Sa number 8, makikita nyo naman from number 7, naging choppy na yung price. So, nagkaroon tayo ng low volatility and makikita natin itong move dito from sideways low volatility market or consolidation. Yung sunod-sunod na 3 or 4 green candles signaling the final exhaustion or push ng buyers pataasin yung price. Right after that exhaustion, makikita nyo naman dito sa last candle sa high number 8, tinatry ni sellers, nagpapakita na yung sellers na ng strength dito kasi meron tayo ditong buying pressure, but then nag-close yung candle ng maliit lang na body. And right after that, meron tayo ditong almost no wick na candle. And this is suggesting na pumapasok na yung buyers. And if you will zoom out, makikita nyo meron tayo ditong dynamic frequency breakout ulit. So that signals again determination, price vector. Ayan, meron tayong subtle dynamic frequency breakout. And makikita nyo dito, candle to candle analysis tayo. Right after ng next candle, after nitong napaka-defined na body, a bearish body, makikita nyo yung price, tinry niyang pataasin ulit. But then, hindi siya nag-close above doon sa ating dynamic frequency breakout or doon sa inward frequency ng high number 8. So, that signals, actually, ang safe entry dito is right after nitong candle na to with the stop loss. Kung magtitake kayo ng short trade with the stop loss above high number 8. So, kung pumasok kayo dito sa dynamic frequency breakout, nag-antay kayo ng retest and nag-close yung candle above doon sa ay hindi siya nag-close above doon sa inward frequency or dynamic frequency breakout, pwede tayong mag-place ng 1 to 3 trades and kita nyo naman, walang kahirap-hirap na na target yon. But then, that's another way, one way actually, to identify the breakout doon sa, I mean, sa reversal, sa probable reversal by identifying the inward frequency. And yung inward frequency will work well kapag, at actually lahat ng technique will work well kapag yung overall chart context is nag-agree doon sa line works. And right now, makita nyo naman, extend natin to in the future. Yung price, tinatry niyang basagin. Ito. So, bumabalik ulit siya dito sa supply zone. So, tignan natin itong buyers na to. Itong bumabato ng mga malalaking high volatile candle na to kung masusurpass niya yung number 8. So, we can interpret this move na yung buyers are trying to surpass high number 8 and make number 11 as a solid structure, the undeniable low dito sa ating chart na ina-analyze in a major dimension. And yan, makita nyo naman, frustrated yung first attempt niya. But then, dadating tayo dyan sa number 12. So, from number 8, makita nyo dito, sa low number 7, dito, nag-try in yung price. But then, it got frustrated. Nagkaroon tayo ng small bump dito. So, actually, this is 8.1 sa minor flow. So, pangalanan natin ito ng 8.1 and then low 8.1 and then high 8.2. So, kung hindi pa kayo clear sa major and minor flow, yung major flow, that's the undeniable highs and lows sa chart. And yung minor flow is the flow within the major flow. So, para hindi kayo malito. So, dito ang major flow natin is yung 8 to 9 and minor flow natin is yung 8.1, 8.2. And pwede natin yun i-extrapolate further kasi kung makikita nyo, each candlestick is a minor flow themselves. So, meron tayong high, lower, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. So, that is how you see the edges of price on a lower time frame na hindi nyo na kailangan mag-jump sa higher time frame by observing the highs and lows on each candle wicks and the minor flow within the major flow, and dun kayo magkakaroon ng interpretation. Alright, so back to number 8, meron tayong buyers sitting at number 7. Makikita nyo naman, since number 7 is a solid structure because 7 surpasses 6 and creating high number 8. Nung bumalik yung price dito, meron pa rin buyers dito sa level na to, creating the bump. And then, since meron tayo ditong strong sellers suggested by number 8, makikita nyo naman dito sa number of candles and kulay ng majority dito sa leg na to, suggesting na meron tayong strong seller on this vector. And right after that, makikita nyo naman several attempt pataasin nung price from number 7, yung buyers from number 7. Makikita nyo dito ilang failed attempt. Meron tayo ditong 1, 2, 3, 4 attempt actually bago bumigay yung price, creating yet again another dynamic frequency breakout. And again, makita nyo yung price, niretest niya yung dynamic frequency natin as a resistance. And right after that one, ayun, bumulusok yung price pababa. And actually, dito nyo makikita itong mga subtle clues and details na to, yung magbibigay ng interpretation sa price action. And if the price action and your interpretation makes sense, then makikita nyo yung probable reversal ng price kung kailan magkakaroon ng flow shift or kailan magkakaroon ng continuation or reversal yung price at kung saan specific na area. Alright, okay. So balik tayo dito. Meron tayong dynamic frequency breakout kasi that is the first time na na-break yung inward frequencies nitong candle wicks. And after that one, saan nakakuha ng support si number 9? Well, dito kay high number 2. So meron ka na ngayong price treating, ay, ang ginagawa mo dyan, ito. Meron ka na ngayong price treating number 2 as a support na previous resistance. Although, not quite, hindi siya umabot mismo doon or hindi niya na-touch, but it's definitely near the neighborhood. It's within the neighborhood, so already. And from number 9, ayan, dyan na natin makikita yung another, actually sa number 5 siya nakakuha ng support. Delete natin number 2. Ayan. Ngayon ko lang napansin to. Duling. Sorry naman. So sa number 5 siya nakakuha ng support and makikita nyo naman yung strong high volatile candle ng sellers is hindi na-break yung low number 5. And then second attempt, hindi pa rin nag-close and then ayun, bumato na siya ng high volatile bullish candle and makikita nyo naman na surpass nung body, yung previous body nito. Pwede na natin siyang i-consider na outside bar and nakikita nyo naman completely engulfs the previous candle. And from there, ayun, na-surpass na ni number 9 yung minor flow na 8.2. Pero we are talking about a major sellers. So, itong attempt ni number 9 is the ultimate goal is to surpass number 8 kasi ito yung ating major structure. Ang na-break niya lang is creating number 10 is yung minor flow or yung minor structure na 8.2. So, right after that, dito naging interesting yung price action. So, makikita nyo dito, meron tayong final push again, exhaustion point ni buyers, ilang red candle, ilang green candle to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 na sunod-sunod na green candle which is napaka unusual. So, right after that, nagkaroon siya ng stop and then nakakita tayo dito ng another dynamic frequency breakout. Yan. Once again, meron tayong switching quality, support to resistance. And dito, ang pinaka-interesting part is yung high number 10, hindi na surpass a few times ang next red candle na to. And dito, it is safe to say na yung buyers are hindi strong enough dito sa number 10 kasi after nilang maubusan ng gas, si sellers naman yung pumalit. So, dito, I think we can deploy our line works given the context na meron tayo ditong strong buyers from 1 to 8 creating low number 1 and high number 8 and makikita nyo naman yung clear uptrend natin. Prices creating higher high and higher low in a major dimension. Makikita nyo naman nag-a-agree din doon yung ating minor flow. In fractal flow strategy, we call this one a similar counterpoints kasi in similar motion yung flow ng ating price action kasi meron tayo ditong traveling flow sa major flow and meron din tayong traveling flow sa minor flow. So kapag ito yung optimal trading scenario na gusto natin na counterpoints. We don't want contrary counterpoints kasi that would mean meron tayong major flow na in traveling motion and meron tayong minor flow na sumasalungat doon sa sa ating major flow. What it simply means is meron tayong creation ng higher high and higher low sa major dimension, and meron tayong creation ng lower low and lower high sa lower dimension. That would make the trend notion very confusing para habulin. Pero dito, luckily, meron tayo ditong magandang chart na ina-analyze. We are on a similar counterflow. Meron tayong similar flow ng market na counterpoints, and meron tayong traveling flow na we can easily identify. And kung hindi nyo alam kung paano mag-identify ng flow, check out the price action trading volume 1. Kung gusto nyo yung in-depth analysis kung paano magbasa ng price and identify yung dynamic frequency breakout, inward frequency, paano ma-identify yun. Nandun yun sa video course na ma-avail nyo sa website ni Fractal Flow. So, sa mga hindi pa familiar, ang ginagamit nating strategy is Fractal Flow Professional Trading Strategy. And makikita nyo naman, sa sobrang dami ng dinaldal ko, wala pa tayong naguhit na any significant techniques or patterns, recognitions, or anything. This is just the pure price action interpretation. And sabi ko nga, dito tayo nagbi-build ng context. And once our context makes sense and the price is agreeing doon sa overall chart context natin, doon tayo makakakita ng high quality trade opportunity. So, balik tayo dito. So, from 1 to 8, makikita natin, and 1 to 10 basically, na yung price from creating higher high, now it is creating a lower low. Sa major dimension niya, meron tayo ditong 10 from low number 9. Instead na yung number 9 na nakuha ng support dito sa number 5 is masurpass yung 8, nagkaroon siya ng instead na higher high. Meron na tayong ngayong for the first time lower high or higher low sa major dimension. And yung unang signal na nagbigay sa atin na magkakaroon tayo ng flow shift is yung minor flow ng 8.1. Yung minor flow ng vector 8 to 9, which is yung 8.1 and 8.2. So ang inaasahan natin dito, sana si demand zone or si buyers na nasa number 5, since this is a major dimension na nag-create ng high number 8, would be strong enough to surpass number 8 to create another higher high. But then meron siyang failed attempt dalawang beses sa minor flow and yet again sa major flow. Ayan, nakikita niyo naman, hindi pa rin niya na-surpass yung number 10. And dito makakapag-start na tayo ng deploy ng ating Lineworks. So, gagamit tayo dito ng simple lines muna, katulad ng ginagawa natin. And makikita nyo naman dito, by connecting the frequencies, yan, makikita nyo yan. So, dyan pa lang sa frequencies natin, makikita nyo yung switching quality ng support and resistance. Yan. Saan ba? Yan. Saktong-sakto. So, makikita nyo dito yung candle tails kung paano niya nirespect yung price as a support. And dito, nagkaroon ka ng switch between support and resistance. The next two candles tested as a resistance. 8.2 falls on that slope resistance as well. And pati yung ating number 10 na ina-analyze ngayon. And dito, makikita nyo naman, right after ng number 10, hindi na nakarating doon yung next candle natin, which is a fractal candle, by the way. And again, guess what? It breaks the dynamic frequency again once more, suggesting na it's terminating the leg or yung movement to the upside. So this is the second time it breaks the dynamic frequency breakout sa minor flow ng 10 to 11. And right after lumabas ng ating hybrid bar, because this is a fractal bar, without a doubt. This is an outside bar kasi completely in-engulfs niya. I-zoom in natin. In-engulfs na yung previous candle by the body and tails. And this is a pressure bar with a lot of selling pressure sa area na to, dito sa slope resistance natin. So dito, we can place a trade, and Kasi meron na tayo ditong double intersection ng technique. Meron na tayong slope resistance line na nag-agree sa ating overall chart context. Kinuha ng resistance line natin yung dalawang higher low sa chart sa price action. And then meron din tayo ulit kung magda-drawing tayo dito ng pitchfork, eto, dito pa lang tayo, notice na dito pa lang tayo nagke-create ng line works or ng techniques natin kasi meron na tayong solid context na ina-analyze. So, by anchoring the A, B, C axis sa alternating highs and lows ng 6, 7, and 8, makikita nyo naman dito ang ating pitchfork. And itong pitchfork natin is tune natin as a pivfork, which is short for Fibonacci pitchfork. Bakit pivfork? Kasi meron tayo ditong dash line. Nakikita niyan sa settings na meron kang 0.618% Fibonacci Fibonacci ratio, and yun, makikita niyo naman kung paano ni-respect ng price. Ito yung amazing sa ating strategy na gumagamit tayo ng metrics or mathematical properties ng pitchfork, which is makikita nyo naman kung paano nagiging price magnet yung ating line works. Kasi sabi ko nga, kung yung line works mo is anchored at the right context, price automatically will respect the line works itself. So again, sabi nga ni Ed, which is yung creator ng ating strategy, it's not about the lines themselves, but why we drew certain lines at certain places. So, yan, makikita nyo dyan ang ating line works. Nire-respect ng price. Makikita nyo dito sa candle wicks na to. Tinitreat niya as resistance. Again, makikita nyo naman kung paano nag-flirt yung price dito. Again, binrake niya, zoom out. Again, tinitest niya as resistance. So dito, kung maglalagay kayo ng trade sa chart na to, dito sa ating hybrid bar, pwede kayong kumuha dito ng easy 1 to 3 trade with the stop loss just right above number 10, and target will be here dito sa bottom ng number 9. Kita nyo naman, this is easy 1 to 3 trade. And makikita nyo rin dito kung paano ni-respect ng price. Again, once more, ang ating pivfork. Makikita nyo sa dash line, hindi siya nag-close below dito. So, this validates the line works na ginagamit natin. And here, makikita nyo naman, meron tayo ditong price drifting away from the pitchfork. Ayan. Ito yung number 12. Well, it turns out tama ang ating analysis na this is indeed the start of a new leg or panibagong vector. And na-identify natin yon by seeing the price not returning to the demand zone, or it didn't even touch the inward frequency line, but it's almost there. So this is another failed attempt ng buyers from number 9, or I should say from number 11. Ito, na kahit gaano niya kalakas binato itong mga high volatile candle na to, it's still, meron pa rin siyang failed attempt to surpass number 8. And meron tayo ditong price ngayon na naglalaro doon sa ating 68.1% Fibonacci pitchfork. And ayan, makikita nyo, meron lang tayong simple line works and sinundan lang natin yung price action and tinitignan lang natin kung ano yung ginagawa. You can do this in any market or in any time frame. First of all, price is fractal. So time frame, it doesn't matter. And price is inherent sa human behavior, which is supply and demand to be precise. Kaya i-observe lang natin yung highs and lows. Highs and lows are there to give us subtle clues kung ano yung intentions or yung gustong gawin ng market player. And from there, kapag sabi ko nga, the price action makes sense and dun sa context na ginagawa nyo, you are probably looking on a high quality trade opportunity. And dito, meron tayong um, matapang na entry na meron tayo ditong pitchfork. And since the price drifts away dyan sa pitchfork natin, pwede tayong mag-create ng line following the principle of frequency tuning and frequency shifting. So makikita nyo dito, meron tayo ditong angle. Yan, dun sa highest high na yon. And ikakopy lang natin yun sa baba. So paano natin i-copy? Lagay tayo ng equidistant line following Newton's third law of motion, by the way, which is um, states that for any action, there is an opposite or equal reaction. So this will be our action space and this will be our reaction space. So lalagay mo lang siya dyan sa pitchfork and you can see the magic again kung paano na-capture ng simple lines, di ba? Napaka-simpleng lines lang. Paano na-capture yung price action. And again, ito yung ating context na nabuo and yung techniques and kung paano nire-respect ng price yung line works natin kasi naka-anchor siya sa tamang context. And pakita natin ang ating entry dito sa number 12. Meron tayong entry, by the way. Trade settings, position, and orders. So, pumasok tayo dito sa trade na to nung nakikita ko kanina na yung price is respecting um, number 10 and number 8 na hindi nagko-close above. So, nung nakita ko tong sunod-sunod na bato na to and tingin ko hindi ito magtatagal and na-confirm na ating line works yan. So, meron tayo ditong, again, slope resistance created by the frequency shifting and frequency tuning technique na hindi siya lumalagpas. And meron din tayo ditong line works na dito nga sa number 12 na hindi siya nakarating doon sa inward frequency natin. And this technique, makikita nyo yan or mapag-aaralan yan sa Price Action Volume 1 and sa Newtonian Trading Strategy under the Fractal Flow series. Ano to? So, under yung Fractal Flow series, meron ka doon Fractal Flow, Market Maker, and Newtonian Trading Strategies. Sa Fractal Flow, gagamit naman doon ng fractal momentum by observing the price and momentum asymmetry. So dito, anong meron tayo dito? So makikita natin dito yung divergence. Meron tayong momentum divergence. Yan. And meron tayo dito, again, hybrid bar. So once more, meron tayong hybrid bar. And again, meron tayo ditong dynamic frequency breakout. So meron tayong dalawang strategy dito na working on each other. So meron tayong dynamic frequency breakout. So we might expect another leg pababa. Pwedeng i-respect itong lines na to. So titignan natin yun later on. And stop loss would be above number 8 kasi kung tama yung context natin, price should not be able to surpass high number 8. And if it does, meron lang tayo ditong konting loss. And actually, pababain pa natin yan. Price should not have any business above the high. And meron lang tayo nire-risk dito ng $15. And probable target natin would be, again, saan ba tayo pwede kumuha ng target? Dito sa low number 11. That's possible. Or we could be looking on a new trend. So here, to be safe, meron tayo ditong point of ignition. So, yan. Ito ang ating point of ignition whereas kung saan si buyers pinakita or nag-decide na pataasin yung price. So, buyers could show up on this level. So, this is the place, a logical take profit para sa atin. And that would give us, how much? So, dito yung stop loss natin. And dito yung ating take profit. Kung tama yung context natin, we are looking on 1 to 4 risk reward ratio. So, tingnan natin kung paano um, how this trade will plays out. And update ko na lang kung ano kinalabasan ng ating salasalabat na lines. Actually, yan. And I hope meron kayong natutunan sa ating live trade and live chart analysis. So that's how we build context, and then we deploy our line works and techniques. And right after that, fingers crossed. Knowing that we did our best, we followed the strict rules ng ating strategy, and sometimes price talagang napaka-unpredictable. Hit yung stop loss mo. But the good thing is you have small stop and you have uh, bigger room for profit. So let's see how this trade will plays out. This is a 15-minute chart, so most probably kakain to ng ilang oras, and post ko na lang sa group kung ano kinalabasan nito.